From the fullness of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Yeah.
When Donald Trump says women should be punished, or Mexicans are rapists and criminals, or John McCain's not a hero, he is showing you who he is.
Senator, you whipped out that Mexican thing again. Look.
Can you defend it?
There are criminal aliens in this country, Tim, who have come into this country illegally, who are perpetrating violence and taking American lives.
You want to use a big tar brush against Mexicans?
He also said, and many of them are good people. You keep leaving that out of your quote.
Okay, so joining us now, campaign manager for Donald Trump, Kellyanne Conway. Good to have you back on the show.
Good morning. I'll ask you the same question I started with John Podesta. Who won the debate last night?
That's an easy one.
So, Podesta said the same thing. It was easy.
No, really, it was Governor Pence. And the way you know Governor Pence won the debate would be one of two reasons. You either watched it or you're listening to everybody last night and this morning, Joe, say, you know, these vice presidential debates don't really matter, not going to move the needle. That's exactly how you know Mike Pence won. He also came incredibly prepared. And I thought Mike Pence was really tough against Tim Kaine, but without getting down in the mud with Tim Kaine. So it's the job of the vice presidential nominee, as we know, to go and take the case to the nominee, to the top of the ticket. And in my view, Governor Pence did a nice job taking on Hillary Clinton's record, but he mentioned her name 70 times. Tim Kaine mentioned Donald Trump's name 160 times. It was like he had a tick.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about just some chatter last night. Donald Trump wasn't happy with Mike Pence because Mike Pence did so well.
That's just not true. His last tweet last night was how excited he was, how proud of him he was. They talked last night. I talked to Mr. Trump during the debate several times. And I think the one thing to remember is that, as Ronald Reagan always said, personnel is policy. And Donald Trump has promised as president to surround himself with the best people. You saw last night who the best people are. The first exercise of judgment and leadership by Donald J. Trump after he became the Republican nominee was his selection of his vice presidential running mate, and you see it was just a fantastic pick.
You said even yourself last week, Kellyanne, after Donald Trump's debate, that you would have liked to have seen him a little more prepared with some comebacks, in terms of preparation for the debate. As you said last night, Mike Pence was eminently prepared. He knew the issues. He knew the names of the players and the issues. Will that be a lesson that you'll pass on to Donald Trump? Let's prepare a little more and get ready for this next one?
I'm not sure I ever said he should prepare more with comebacks. I said he probably didn't get credit for being gracious and should have just used the comebacks that he had instead of worrying about if he was pulling his punches with Hillary Clinton or if she was, quote, happy that he called her Secretary Clinton. But I agree with you, Willie, this way. You saw with Mike Pence last night, and you will see with Donald Trump in future debates, that when they stick to the issue set, we win. I mean, that's why Tim Kaine and all the paid advertising that you hear out of the Democratic Party and their super PACs is all anti-Trump. You know, it's amazing to me that one of the least popular issues that Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine talk about and that you see featured in their advertising is Obamacare. It's supposed to be the signature domestic achievement. Tim Kaine certainly has voted for it several times. They don't want to talk about it because they're stuck. They're stuck between, are you going to carry it forward? Did it work well? Why do many Americans still feel like their premiums were raised and the quality was decreased? You know, these major insurers are pulling out of the exchanges and claiming billions of dollars in losses. Or are you going to satisfy the Sanders voters and go toward a single payer, especially now that it's been revealed very recently that she insulted the Sanders voters in yet another fundraising situation with donors?
But Donald Trump has never made the argument the way you just made it, which is with depth of understanding and facts. Is he preparing differently for this one based on his performance in the last debate?
Well, he is. We prepare constantly, and he has gotten very excited about the format. The town hall format is really a sweet spot for him because he's the one out there with voters every single day. These rallies in Colorado and Arizona, I know, and I hear even on this set and elsewhere that the size of the crowd doesn't matter. Go out to one of these rallies, you'll feel really differently. He draws crowds that nobody's ever drawn unless you've had like a musical instrument.
So they're big
talent
crowds, though. I mean, so how does he adapt from that, where he's up behind a microphone and speaking to a huge arena in, say, Colorado, and being in a town hall format where we always have these awkward moments. George H.W. Bush looking at his watch, Al Gore stiffly walking over to George W. Bush. It always seems bad things happen in these debates.
Well, they could, but I'm not sure the town hall format is great for Hillary Clinton either. She seemed much more comfortable behind the podium. We've seen her out there with people. That doesn't seem like her most comfortable arena. But Donald Trump, you know, in terms of health care, I think it's a huge issue that's been left on the table in these debates. We've got now President Bill Clinton as our best surrogate. And we're thinking of having him on the road, thinking of having him in the spin room with us in St. Louis. But also, I just wanted to mention that Donald Trump does say, Willie, that his plan for health care reform would be the ability to have your insurance be portable, to buy it across state lines, much the way you would buy car insurance, for example. Also, to have health savings accounts so that you own that piece of your health care and you can manage it the way you would anything else. That gives people certain responsibility and ownership.
All right, really quickly, we got to go, but could you give Kellyanne some advice just in case her candidate
Hold
on a second. Hold on. Just in case your candidate accidentally wanders in front of a camera, like John McCain did. What do you do at that point?
Well, I don't think you need my advice. I've studied you over the years, but I just really quickly, I know you're in this shrunken group of debate prep. How are you counseling him to control his own impulses to whack-a-mole, even if it's a woman that's gained a few pounds after winning a Miss Universe pageant?
He should be tough, but fair.
On a woman that's gained a few pounds?
No,
you can't be counseling him to be tough against a woman who's gained a few pounds.
No, of course I haven't. No, of course I haven't. But in terms of debating a woman, I would tell Donald Trump now, don't do what Tim Kaine did last night, which was to look so boorish. He was both interrupting and ignoring a female moderator. I think it looks horrible.
To counterpunch, which I know you've defended and advocated. On your candidate's impulse to counterpunch, how are you counseling him to pick his targets to punch?
Well, he has a right to defend himself, but I think he's best defending himself, Nicole, when it's defending policy, when he can take the case right to Hillary Clinton and keep this election.
She's the best.
And keep this election. Keep this election what it's always been about. Do you want, as Americans, the past or the future, a typical politician or a successful businessman?
And do you feel, Kellyanne, like he'll do that? I know there's been a lot of frustration from people very close to him post-debate that he basically wasted 3 or 4 days on Miss Universe. Do you get a sense from Donald that he understands that was a lost week, and after this debate, I guess the margin for error is really sort of tightening up?
What he does understand and what he does say all the time is that the best Donald Trump is the one that comes out into these rallies and gives a policy speech also peppered with news of the day. So, for example, this week out west, Joe, he's been talking about how he made a comeback in the 1990s, and this country needs a comeback. And so you need someone who can preside over such a comeback. When he sticks to jobs and trade and immigration and defeating ISIS and national security, and frankly, the failed record of Hillary Clinton, I thought in the first debate...
I was just asking. We got to go because Alex is yelling at me. But does Donald understand he may have misstepped this past week?
What he understands is that he's best when he talks about Hillary Clinton or her record.
Right.
And frankly, this is also, if the campaign is about you and not about us, the people, then it's not really your highest and best use as a candidate.
Okay. I think that is yes.
Thank you for
Kellyanne, thank you so much.
Thanks,
we appreciate it. Can't believe that you and Podesta and everybody are awake this morning. I'm not sure.
Who says we're awake? We're here.
Still ahead this hour, former Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff has endorsed Hillary Clinton. He joins us live for an exclusive interview. We're back in just a moment.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.